Good morning and welcome to Live in a Greenhouse on YouTube. If you're new here, this channel is about my journey to design, build, and then live in the first greenhouse enclosed tiny home in the United States. Since it's the end of the month, today is April's Walkaround. This month was mostly spring cleaning inside and outside the greenhouse, but I also made progress on the irrigation system and finally got rid of that mattress taking up so much space in the living room. So come along today as we see how things stand at the end of month 7. There are still piles of leftover materials all over my property that I need to move before the weeds eat them. I'm starting to think I'll consolidate them up here on this 25-foot pallet. This drying rack is waiting to go back to my sister's house on the other side of the island. It's time to start mowing the drain field. That is, whatever the deer leave. I'm probably not going to get to landscaping outside this year, so I tossed a bunch of wildflower seed in here and hope some of it made it past the birds. This 100-foot hose is about to go inside so I can wash the last sections of wall that the 75-foot hose doesn't reach. The post for the trailer's old water supply is gone. Next up is removing the old power post. Perennials around the trailer are growing nicely, but I need to get after the weeds before they take over. The trailer deck is swept but not pressure washed yet, and almost ready for grilling in the evening. Except for hauling wood chips, I don't come at the greenhouse from this direction very often. It looks massive on top of that hill. Haven't made the dump run yet since I left the truck sitting too long, and now it needs a jump. Inside is still a work in progress. The canna are definitely dead. Materials have arrived to patch the pond leaks, but not enough time or energy to take that on yet. In the meantime, I attempt the air pump connection into the east pond, both to prevent mosquitoes and to test the pump strength to power the system. The airs don't seem to have enough pressure, but I'll need more oomph for the soaker hoses. Last year's pansies are blooming nicely. The sitting area is now at least able to seat a few people. Still hoping to be able to get decent furniture this year. I've washed the south wall except that last section that I need the longer hose. Still a bit more pipe to cut, and then I can take the scrap outside. 'Tis the season to have flip-flops and shoes at each door. A volunteer potato from the compost I filled this bed with. More herbs and vegetable seed starts. Carnations are about to flower. The lemon has leaf curl and has dropped a lot of leaves, but there's also lots of new growth and flowers. But I am worried about the lime. Outside the living room door where I remember to mist them throughout the day. Made a lot of progress on the potting bench this month. By attaching the drawer handles, I can now use the drawers. Start consolidating and organizing gardening stuff here. But there's still lots of piles to sort through. The perimeter bed frames are installed in the southwest corner of the food garden so I could get the irrigation installed. With the truck out of service, however, I haven't been able to get the dirt to fill these beds. With the irrigation in, I filled the paths in with wood chips. The Calamandan has lots of new growth. The Sam Houston peach blossoms have dropped, and there are about half a dozen fruit. Got a late start on peas, beans, and tomato seeds. The lotus survived the winter and is now in the pool where the water temp is about 60 degrees. Last night it was warm enough inside that I was washing the north wall between 7:30 and 9:30 p.m. Nothing new in the kitchen except now the mirror is hung. The picture that had been on the floor is back on the wall. The picture hanging rail has arrived but needs to be cut to length and installed. Hopefully I'll have a mirror next month. It's now warm enough at night to leave the doors open overnight, but sun rises before 6 a.m., so hanging curtains became a priority. I've decided on a fold-up shade inset in the window over the bed, so this fabric is just tacked up until the shade arrives. This is the biggest change in April. With the spare mattress gone, I've moved my workspace to the west wall, and I'm able to have my laptops and monitors the way I prefer. Now I also had to have curtains to block the glare. This month's mold watch, the indoor humidity is a little higher because all the doors and windows were open overnight. A few hours later, inside humidity was below 40%. Not gonna lie, even though outside temperatures are in the 50s to 60s, it's now getting hot in the greenhouse. At 8:30 a.m., it's approaching 70 degrees. If I open the ridge vents and crack the doors early enough, the greenhouse stays a comfortable temperature. If, however, I wait too long, well, then I have to close up the house and turn on the air conditioner. And there you have it. Greenhouse living season has arrived. The house doors and windows are open most of the day and night, and I am loving it. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share with your friends, and come back next time as we return to part 3 in the series, What Did It Cost?